What is going on, everybody? It is that time again, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 3. We are burning through these episodes, man. We only have, 7 episodes this season? We're already on Episode 3. I feel like I'm glad that it's here. Like, we waited so long, but I feel like it's going by so fast. Quick recap, we had some good progression last week. Pretty much the big part was pretty much the end of the episode. The Greyjoy fleet, the winning side, Greyjoy fleet is completely destroyed all over the place. Yara's captured. The Sand Snakes are pretty much no more. They're captured. Theon is, who knows where Theon is. Maybe he's getting picked up by Gendry. Maybe he'll wash his way back to Dragonstone. Who knows where Theon is going to end up, because he's not going to be able to infiltrate Greyjoy's camp, men, ships by himself. So I don't know where Theon kind of ends up to get to the point where he's like made to look like a hero to rescue Yara. And that was pretty much the main thing that a lot of people had with the reactors, was a lot of people were pissed that people were pissed at Theon. The reason I'm pissed at Theon, everyone's like, that's literally the smartest thing he could have done. What you wanted to do, charge in there and possibly get himself killed and Yara killed? No, I didn't want that. I don't even mind him jumping overboard. I'm pissed that he jumped overboard as Reek, and he did not jump overboard as Theon, thinking of, if I do this, this will save her. He did that out of fear. He didn't do that thinking of her. He did that of thinking about himself. Yes, we know the whole PTSD thing, but I mean, that was his sister. She brought him back in. She built him back up, and it was just crazy to see him do that. But let's not dive back into that thing. A lot of people have their strong opinions on whether they're for that, against that. And pretty much big things of this episode. I don't watch the episode previews, trying that new this season, but it looks like Dany and Jon are going to finally meet. My big question for this episode, right before we hit play, because we've been talking for 2 minutes, who submits to who? Does Dany submit to Jon? Does she believe his stories about White Walkers? Does she think that there's a bigger thing out there than herself in ruling the Seven Kingdoms? So is she like, forget what I said about bending the knee, take what you need, let me know how I can support you, kind of that thing? Or is she going to kind of be like, I don't believe you, I have one goal in mind, you either bend the knee or you don't get access to what you need? Is she even going to give him access to what he needs? Is Jon going to bend the knee for the betterment of the people in the north and what's coming? I'm just interested to see who gives on that in this thing. Does Jon give? Does Sansa give? Does Davos and Tyrion try to kind of like bring them both down? Interested to see. Let's go ahead and play right now.
The bastard of Winterfell, the dwarf of Casterly Rock.
Oh man.
I believe we lost each other at top of the wall. You were pissing off the edge, if I remember right. Picked up scars along the road. It's been a long road, but we're both still here.
Got my Game of Thrones.
Davos Seaworth. Ah, the Onion fought on opposite sides of the battle.
One last time.
My lady.
I have to die in this strange country. Just like you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He is creeped. I haven't seen him that creeped out since the last time he talked to the last Red Priestess.
First men, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the mother of dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea.
Yes, spit it out.
Unburnt, breaker of chains.
Is that it?
This is Jon Snow.
Yeah, that's how it needs to be. Just
He's king in the north.
Thank you for traveling so far, my lord. I hope this weren't too rough.
The winds were kind, your grace.
Apologies. I have a flea from accent, I know. But Jon Snow is king in the north, your grace. He's not a lord.
Forgive me.
Your grace, this is Sir Davos Seaworth.
oh wow,
Forgive me, Sir
Davos is actually.
I never did receive a formal education, but I could have sworn I read the last king in the north was Torres Stark.
Varys, where have you been, man? We need some back and forth here.
You must forgive my manners. We'll both be tired after a long journey. We'll bath drawn for you and supper sent to your rooms. Idris o Jin, Mararesh, Gachajan Mori, Timo Chek Fos Fitihi Mora.
Am I your prisoner?
Not yet.
I think the reason why she backed off the whole, like, you're not my prisoner thing, I think Varys just told her about her ships being taken out. And how she backed off the, like, you're an open rebellion thing. I think he just told her they just lost their fleet. So she's like, I can't make another enemy right now. I might need him. Is that what?
Ironborn and Dornish allies
Yep.
were attacked en route to Dawn.
Exactly.
And?
2 or 3 ships escaped. The rest sunk or captured. Ilaria and the Sand Snakes dead or captured. The Greyjoys dead or captured.
All of them?
Oh my god, here's Theon.
Your sister's dead.
You're on Allison.
You saw him take her,
And you did nothing.
but you got away.
I couldn't save her. I tried.
You wouldn't be here if you tried.
I close my eyes. Like the sound of a open skull break. The sound of your scream.
Does she have poison on her lips
I never
too?
heard a sound like that. I thought that's true. No, it's just not right.
Poison. Poison. Poisoned on the lips.
Clyburn, he's the cleverest man I know.
People's minds aren't made for problems that large.
This sounds just like the
White
original, like,
Walkers, the Night King, Army of the Dead.
season 1, where, like,
It's
Tyrion
almost
was
a relief to confront a comfortable,
seemed like
lived
such a
monster
higher
like
figure
my
to
sister.
John. Like, he was, like, spilling out questions, and he wanted answers, and he just felt like a young boy. I feel like we're back at that again. Like, he feels like he's just looking.
Resources or men you need, I will provide for you.
In exchange for... How have we not brought up the most important part of this?
So you believe me then about the Night King and the Army of the Dead?
No, she doesn't.
You have to get to work, Jon Snow.
Oh god, what is Littlefinger up to in Sansa's ear? Exactly, the first shot we get.
Lady Sansa, at the gate.
Aya? Is it her? Nope. It's her. It has to be. It's Bran. Oh, 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 oh. I can't breathe. Oh shit. We haven't seen him in since the opening scene in season 1. Oh shit. My heart rate is skyrocketing right now. But my man has no emotion. Wow. I was not...
I wish John were here.
Sam did it. He's not oozing anything or... I mean, if that's the worst that it comes out to, man, you've made out good. He's gonna touch him. No gloves. Did you guys have a talk about, you know, the Army of the Dead? Try to convince Dany, help us out, Dragon Glass kind of thing? Please tell me we get this right now. Sewer systems. You work the sewer systems as a kid. You got to know a way in, right?
But as a good friend of mine once said,
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes, I'll impregnate the
and I'll
bitch.
impregnate the bitch.
Yes. Where is Braun?
And so it begins.
Oh shit, it's Euron. Oh fuck. Braun, there he is, Mr. Tarly. Lady Olenna, no. You already know where they were marching. Tell me she doesn't go out like that. She just gave it up? Oh no, they got defeated. Where is she? Same way she killed Joffrey? We're losing so
Will there be pain?
No, I made sure of that.
many top
That's good.
players in the game. Did he lie to her? Wow. Losing a lot of top people, man. Bodies are dropping.
I'd hate to die like your son. Clawing at my neck. Foam and bile spilling from my mouth. Eyes blood red.
I bet you she does die like that. She did it.
Must have been horrible for you.
Is he gonna admit
As a
it?
king's guard. As a father. It was horrible, and for me, a shocking scene. Not at all what I intended. You see, I'd never seen the poison work before. Tell Cersei. I wanted to know it was me.
He's gonna slice the shit out of you. She should have threw Littlefinger on the bus at the same time. Damn, that's it. Another episode down. Man. We only got 4, 5, 6, and 7 left. Not going to watch the episode preview because we never do. Let's go ahead and talk about that episode. There was a lot of dialogue back and forth. And then I guess the action started picking up at the very end. Let's go over some of these notes. That was kind of my question. Who submits to who with the Dany and Jon? That was my question at the beginning. And neither of them really gave in. The only reason Dany didn't really give in by letting Jon mine the dragon glass because she doesn't lose anything from that. Maybe she's hoping to gain, like she gave him something. Maybe he'll give something to her in return. Both of them stood strong. I really thought Jon was gonna really like kind of give in there and like, yeah, I'll bend the knee kind of thing and help us, but none of them gave in. So it looks like, I mean, I didn't watch the preview, but we should get some more back and forth between them. I want to know, why is nobody talking about the fact that this man Jon has died and came back to life? Melisandre's there. Well, I wonder if she left. Is she still on Dragonstone? Who knows? Melisandre was there, didn't mention it. Davos started to bring it up. Jon stopped him. Tyrion brought it back up to, or Dany brought it back up to Tyrion, and they just brushed it over like it was a figure of speech. I'm really hoping that Jon tells them what happened, and that's kind of used to win Dany over for the cause. What was that Melisandre prediction, Vision in the Flames, where she said she had to come back? Because she's going to Volantis, which is on the other side of the Narrow Sea. That's where isn't that where, I don't know if it's the exact town, but isn't that where Jorah kidnapped Tyrion? Pretty sure, not exactly positive. She says she's going back there. Varys kind of went back and forth saying she'll never come back. She said she has to come back because she has to die in Westeros, and so does Varys. Is there going to be a future vision we haven't seen? I haven't seen Varys' face that creeped out since the last Red Priestess he ran into talked about what happened to him and what he heard in the flames. That was really good. I'm wanting to know where that goes. That should be pretty interesting. What do we have over here? Having Jon hand over his weapons at the very beginning, I thought was kind of like, I thought Tyrion would maybe like not have that happen, but Tyrion was all for the like, come on man, just bend the knee thing, so I can understand where that came from. No Jon bending the knee. Seeing that Dany was apologizing for her father, I felt like we were getting some like real Dany like compassionate thoughts there. She was apologizing for her father. She was saying like why she stayed so strong while she was being raped, sold as a slave, being hunted down and all that kind of stuff. But then she kind of reverted back to like, it's been my right, it'll always be my right kind of thing. But it was good. I feel like she was really being genuine and honest there. She was showing a lot of vulnerability, especially when she found out that her fleet got destroyed. It was good to see how that went. I thought it was a very good, strong performance. And what does it take for them to believe Jon? Nobody has seen anything south of the wall that Jon has seen, minus the wildlings. Jon and the wildlings, that's it. Davos hasn't even seen it, but he knows he's been brought back to life. So just the wildlings, Jon, and Bran are the only ones that know what's on the other side. Even the ones in the north I don't even know if they fully believe Jon, but Jon is their king, so they kind of got to follow. But I want to know, what is it going to take to believe Jon? Does it take them crossing the wall and people just being mass murdered and killed? That's probably what it's going to take, because I don't see any other. Even if Bran sits up at that tree with Sansa and starts spitting off all these things, until you see it, you really can't believe it. Cross out all that. Cross out all that. I feel like I want to know, are we going to get another Ilaria Martell scene again? Because I feel like maybe we'll see what her daughter looks like when she's poisoned and rotting, but I don't see why they would go back to that. Maybe they got to show her. I feel like if they do show it, it's going to be a very, very brutal death. I don't know how they'll do it. If the Mountain will do it, if Cersei will do it, if they'll just cut her head. I don't know how they'll do it, but I'm kind of thinking, why would we revisit that? Because we know she's captured. She's in the dungeon. What's really the point of like revisiting that? Like, we got to move here. We got 4 episodes left. I don't see why we would go back to that. I really thought that Jaime is really starting to second guess Cersei, especially when she walked back in the room. He said no, did he not, when she started to come on to him? And that was the first time. The last time either of them said no was when Jaime returned from being held captive, and she said no. So I feel like Jaime's slowly starting to come around, maybe. Why hasn't Jon said he's died? We already got that. The biggest point in this episode, to me, is when the new Maester, I don't know his name. I know the old Maester for Winterfell was Maester Luwin. When the new Maester said, Maester Luwin has kept every single Raven scroll in Winterfell that he has received. And they purposely, when that was being said, they showed Littlefinger's face looking back like, that's something I really need to get my hands on. So is that how Littlefinger finds out that Jon is not the son of Ned Stark? That's pretty much the only like significance that holds. There's no really other Raven I could see Jon getting that I could see Littlefinger getting his hands on that means anything. We already know that Cersei has sex with her brother. We already know that Dany is alive, like she's grown up. We know all these things. The only thing that that the characters don't know is Jon's true parents. And I feel like the only way he's going to find that is when he gets his hands on those scrolls. And I think he'll get his hands on those scrolls. Bran will also admit to Jon or to Sansa or to everybody that these are Jon's true parents. So how are they going to treat Jon after that is my real question. How is Jon going to treat himself? How is Dany going to react when she finds out? That was a real huge part of the episode to me. When they mentioned that line and they show Littlefinger's face, I thought that was pretty huge. Bran, man, came out. We didn't get any Arya that episode. I think that was the only person we didn't touch on. We didn't get any Arya at all. Seeing Bran come in, he is the eldest living, true born son of Ned Stark. So he really is the king in the North, technically. But he says he wants no part, and I mean, you can clearly see he wants nothing to do with that. He is so, like, becoming one with everything and trying to find out everything. He could care less about who's king in the North or king wherever. And, I mean, that is really the mentality he needs to have because of what's coming. He could care less. I want to know, is Sansa going to make a push for that? Like, what's going to happen when Jon gets back to Winterfell? Are people going to be kind of like not referring to him as king because Bran is there? Are Bran and Sansa going to hash that out before Jon even... Like, is Bran going to be in the Great Hall and everyone's like, you should be the true king? And he's kind of like, no, I don't want to leave it to Jon. Or are we not going to see that unfold until Jon gets back? So we'll have Jon, Sansa, and Bran kind of like having this power struggle. But we know Bran wants nothing to do with it. I feel like the people are going to fight for it to be Bran. I'm interested to see what happens. Or maybe they won't touch at it at all. Maybe what we got right there, Bran saying he doesn't want any part of it. They know he's there. And I wonder if we'll go from there. That was real interesting. And then having Bran make that statement about Sansa's wedding night. I don't know if the look on her face was bringing back the pain and torture she went through, or the look on her face was bringing, like, Bran's creeping me out, or maybe it was a mix of both. It should be interesting to see, like, how does he know that kind of thing. And then pretty much the last scenes of the episode, they made it seem like, yes, point for Dany. They captured Casterly Rock. They got it. But she is losing the war right now. Just like how Jon said, if she really wanted the Seven Kingdoms and Westeros and King's Landing, she'd fly on her dragons over to King's Landing, burn everybody, fly wherever else anybody opposes her, burn them, and sit on the throne. But that's not how she's trying to do it. She's trying to, like, win it, win the people, have them on her side. And right now she's 0 for 2. And you could really say it's Tyrion that's 0 for 2 because he's handling her whole war campaign battle strategy. He openly admitted right there he wanted to walk out there when he was talking to Jon. He's like, I was hoping I'd be out here by myself so I could kind of, like, wait in my own sorrows of me not expecting Euron's fleet to take out our fleet. So her fleet is gone. And now her Unsullied are completely surrounded. I mean, yes, they're in, like, an impenetrable force. But Jaime said they emptied all their stores of food, so they don't have anything to eat off of. Their ships are burned down, so they can't escape. I don't see how they escape unless a dragon comes over there and burns those ships. Euron right now, of the whole war, of everything that's going on, of everybody making moves, he's the MVP right now. He's taken out Dany's fleet. He's captured one of her main armies. All of the Unsullied are captured. The only thing she has left is the Dothraki. That's it. Because we just saw the Tyrells get destroyed right there by Sam's dad, Lord Tarly, and the rest of the Lannister soldiers. So the Tarly forces, unless they're somewhere else stationed somewhere, the Tarly forces are done. So she has no more Tarlys, no more Greyjoy fleet. She said they hit 1 or 2 ships got away. So she came over to Westeros with dragons, Dothraki, Unsullied, Greyjoy fleet, Tyrell army, Dornish army. Now all she has left is dragons, Dothraki, and the Dornish army, which is still in Dorne. They don't have the amount of ships to bring their fighters. So maybe they travel by land, but I mean, you travel by land, everyone's going to see you moving and they'll meet you out. So it's interesting. She's really losing right now. She is really losing. Her Unsullied are surrounded. They've been with her forever. And I'm having some bad feelings about Greyjoy, man. He might get killed. I don't know if the Greyjoy fleet and Euron try to actually penetrate Casterly Rock. Should be interesting. But you figure Tyrion's got to know, because Jaime knew it. It's not like Casterly Rock is sitting on any gold. That's what Jaime said. Like, what is there to... Why would he have any memories of it? It doesn't have any significance. There's nothing there of value other than, like, childhood memories. Tyrion should know that the crown is in debt and the Lannisters were in debt and not able to pay it off kind of thing. So why would he hold Casterly Rock to that high of standard? But like Rob said, or like Jaime said, that was a very good reference. I like that Robb Stark flashback, rest in peace, or flashback, or at least talking about him. Jaime went to where the army wasn't. That's how he got captured. And Jaime did the same thing. He knew where their army was going to go, and he didn't stay there. He left a couple there, took the remaining forces, and took the Tyrell stronghold. So I thought that was very interesting. It's just crazy to see Dany has like the trump cards, but she's losing right now. She's losing badly. Because in the first episode, when Cersei was like, "We have no allies," I was like, I don't even see how she puts up a fight at all. And right now, I mean, she's winning. Dany still does have dragons, and there's still a whole army in the north, but I don't see that army coming anywhere down south. So Dany's really struggling right now. Robb Stark reference. Jaime marches on Olenna. Tyrion is 0 for 2. And seeing Lady Olenna die, I mean, we didn't see her final moments, but I mean, she drank a whole cup of poison, and she admitted to Jaime that she killed Joffrey, so that was pretty good. I was finding it interesting that she didn't throw Littlefinger under the bus, but I mean, what does it really matter? It's not like Littlefinger is on Cersei's small council, so what does it matter if she tells or not? But we're losing some major players, and the Sand Snakes are pretty much done. So who controls the Dorne? Like, are we going to get... That's the main question I have. Are we going to see any more Dornish in this Game of Thrones, like, rest of Season 7, Season 8? What part do they play? Because who rules them now? Prince dead. Prince's son dead. Ilaria is chained up. So who's like the next in command? I don't know if there's any grandsons rolling around. None of the Sand Snakes are left. So do they just kind of have a sitting army that's kind of sitting there? I wonder if we'll even touch on them anymore, honestly. Maybe we'll get a peek into the cellar and see like her daughter rotting away and that kind of thing. But I don't see why we would touch on Dorne the rest of the time unless even Jon and everybody in the north scurries all the way down to Dorne at the very end of Season 8, battling the Night's King kind of thing. I don't see why we would go down there. Seeing Lady Olenna was one of the best players of the Game of Thrones since she was introduced. She pretty much had an answer for everything, and to see her go out like that was crazy. And like she said, the only mistake that she made was she didn't think that Cersei would be as crazy as she was, and that's why she lost. And then you could say Tyrion was kind of her downfall there as well, because Olenna was not expecting to get marched on because they had a plan driven by Tyrion that everyone agreed on, and it kind of came to backfire on them. So that was one of the major players we lost as well. So we're moving along. I'm not sure what's going to be next week. We didn't see any Arya this week. We did get an answer to where Reek is. He did get picked up by one of the leftover Greyjoy ships, which they have like 2 of. I'm guessing they're sailing back to Dragonstone. So maybe we have an Arya reunion next week. So it'll be the 3 Trueborn Stark kids in Winterfell next week, which could be absolutely crazy. I don't see Jon coming back up maybe for another 2 episodes. I mean, he's got to at least get some dragon glass on him before he returns. And it should be pretty interesting. My next big question for next week's episode is, what is going to be the main focus of next week's episode? What do I want to happen the most? I'm trying to think here. I mean, Dany's just losing stronghold and warriors and ships and absolutely crazy. Cersei's doing the most right now. I want to see, what is it going to take for them to believe? What is it going to take for Tyrion and Dany to believe in Jon? And I want to know, what is Tyrion's next game plan now that he's 0 for 2 in battle strategies? Does Dany still believe in him? Does Dany turn into the, I might as well get on my dragon and burn everybody because we're losing people anyway? Should be interesting. What role is Theon going to play? Because it looks like Yara is going to be kept on one of Euron's ships because he didn't leave her. It didn't look like. So there's still a chance she could survive. Who knows? They could kill her right at the very end that she's going to escape like they always do. It should be interesting. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Season 7, Episode 3. We're burning through these things. Like, share, favorite, subscribe. And until next Sunday, as always,